When people are looking to move here to my hometown of Surrey, BC from other parts of the globe, or if they are ready to finally upsize from that condo or townhouse to their first detached home, they often find themselves not knowing where to start. Well, let me ease you into the detached home market with this simple video explaining to you the 7 most common types of detached homes. You might call this construction, layout, floor plan, or blueprint. But basically today's video is here to help you easily identify what the inside of the house is going to look like while you're looking at that house from the outside. And please do me a favor as we go. I'd like to take a survey here today to find out which one of these construction types you think is most desirable. So please let me know in the comments. But before I educate you on the most common types of homes found here in the Fraser Valley, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you would like to stay up to date on the market. And if you could please click the like button, that would help me get this information out to other real estate agents in my market that, well, I compete with. And my hopes are that if they find this video, well, then maybe they can stop mislabeling split levels as split entries and basement entries as 2 stories. Yeah, I bet if you watch this video all the way to the end, then you will be able to identify properties more accurately than the average agent, which only lasts usually 2 years in the business. So maybe you can't blame them for not knowing about construction. And after watching today's video, you think for some crazy reason that I might be the right fit to help you find your home in Surrey or the Fraser Valley, well, you can book a call with me right now using the link in the description below at a time that works best for you. And if you are not ready to make a move yet, but you are looking for some more info, you can download my Informed Buyer's Guide right now in the description as well. And now onto the video and showing you the 7 most common types of homes in my marketplace. Starting off with everybody's favorite, the rancher. Now, the rancher or rambler or bungalow, whatever you want to call it, is the easiest one to identify because it is just a single floor. This one should be pretty easy to identify unless you come across a subsection of this, which is rancher with a basement. However, in my marketplace, there's not a ton of ranchers with a basement, so it did not make the top 7 most common types. And again, we're starting off easy here. Ranchers are just on one level. You should be able to identify that easily from the outside. And when you're going on the inside, well, it's all there. No stairs. This is often called a rambler or a bungalow or a ranch house. But here in Surrey, BC, we call it a rancher. Next up on the list is the 2-story. Not to be confused, which it normally is confused with, the basement entry home. This here is a 2-story home. It's very simple to understand the difference between a basement entry home and a 2-story. A 2-story home simply has all of the bedrooms upstairs. When you walk in on the main floor, much like a rancher, your kitchen, living room, everything is there. But the bedrooms, not all of them all the time, but upstairs, there is no cooking facilities or living rooms or anything of that nature. Looking at the floor plan of this particular 2-story, you will see the front entry here. On one side, there is actually a bedroom, but then you go into the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, family room, and then you walk up the stairs, and this on the left is actually a diagram of the 2 extra bedrooms upstairs. So even though this property does have not all 3 bedrooms upstairs, it is a proper 2-story. 2-stories generally have a much smaller upstairs or top floor. It's an easy way to identify that they are a proper 2-story. And if you are living here in Surrey, it is very common to have basement suites. 2-story homes do not lend themselves to putting in any sort of a rental. But lots of agents do call a basement entry a 2-story, and they are not. So hopefully we can stop that here today. A basement entry is sometimes referred to in BC as a BC box. Generally speaking, it has a garage on the main floor, maybe a carport, not always, but the entry for the home is, as you can see here, on the ground level. Often there will be bedrooms, maybe a rec room. This is where so many homes will have that rental suite downstairs, typical BC box. And then you actually go upstairs in order to get to what is basically a rancher, but on a second level. This is a very common floor plan for a 1970s BC box, even though this particular one isn't necessarily a box. You'll see this is the main floor here where you walk in. There happens to be an office. In this particular layout, here is the actual second kitchen, and then the big open living area, laundry, and a bedroom downstairs. But then if you were to close off this door here and make this side the rental unit, you can go back into the main home, go up the stairs, and then you have the eating, kitchen, dining, living, and 3 bedrooms plus 2 bathrooms upstairs. Now, basement entry homes were most commonly built in the late 70s and early 80s, and they lend themselves really well to an entry-level home here in the city of Surrey with a basement suite, or at least basement suite potential. So that is why the basement entry home is one of, if not the most popular style of house that we have. But it is not, no matter what a real estate agent tells you, a 2-story. But to the untrained eye, this might look like a 2-story. And, well, it's not. This is also not a 3-level split. This is a split entry home, also referred to as a BC box. You will notice that the front door is not actually on the basement level. This is also called a cathedral entry home. But in fact, the garage door is in the basement, but the front entry door is halfway up, meaning as soon as you walk inside the home, there is almost every single time a small foyer and half of a staircase going to the basement and half of a staircase going upstairs. Other than that, this is basically a basement entry home, but it does not lend itself to having as nice of an accessible foyer as a basement entry home does. And that is likely why these tended to be built in the earlier 70s. And then we moved to a basement entry when people understood that they were a little bit more livable. As you can see here on this split entry, this is the bottom level here. You have the porch or the front foyer as you walk in. You do go downstairs or you can go upstairs. So you've only got on this floor plan about a 5x6 little landing, and then you have to pick which floor you're going to go to. It's not really great for entertaining guests. So that's why I think these kind of fell out of style. But then you get into what is basically, again, the basement entry. You'll end up with 2 or usually 3 bedrooms upstairs, maybe 1.5 baths. And now, as this layout shows on the top floor, these actually can usually be opened up really well to make more of a modern feel, even though they're usually a 1970s or 80s home. And then downstairs lends itself to, again, another bedroom, rec room, laundry, and all of that, or the possible modification towards a rental unit. Now, again, a split entry home is not this home. This is a 3-level split. Now, a 3-level split is actually nothing like a split entry home, and it's much closer to a 2-story home. Except rather than having all of that rec room and garage and everything on one floor, it's, well, split. And you can see that as you walk into the main floor, this is likely the living room here in the front, and the kitchen would be at the back of the home, but you would have to go down some stairs to get into this bedroom and the garage, while you would go upstairs to get to what is likely, most commonly, 3 bedrooms and maybe, if you're lucky, 2 baths. The reason it is called a 3-level split is, well, it is 3 levels and they are kind of split. Sounds pretty obvious, I know. However, here is your first level, here is your second level, and here is your third. Again, looks very much like a proper 2-story, except this is what a 3-level split actually ends up looking like. So here again is your front door. Walking in the door, you have a living room, dining room, kitchen, and eating area. The family room goes down some stairs, so there's a family room and then an office and back out to the garage. And then you'd have to actually go back up the stairs, around the corner, back up another set of stairs to get to the primary bedroom with 2 bathrooms up and another 2 beds. But the 3-level split has a big brother, and that is the 4-level split. Basically a version of the exact same house, except with a basement. They're probably actually the least common type of home on this list today, but I did find this really cool diagram that's going to help you understand exactly how this home works a little bit better. Now, don't necessarily focus too much on this ground level or grade, but this is exactly how a 4-level split works. You're probably going to end up with the garage most times on this kind of lower level, or maybe even this kind of mid-range here. Very seldomly are they like we saw in the picture where the garage is on the bottom. However, they are 4 levels that are just offset. And in all reality, this could be either a 2-story with a basement or a basement entry home really quickly. Well, not really quickly, because you'd have to do it when you first built the house, but you get what I mean. Looking at the 4-level split, again, walking in the front door, you end up with, just like the 3-level split, this will be on 1 level. You would go down to the family room level or up to where you have all of the bedrooms. This one happens to be a 4-bedroom up floor plan. And at the same time, you could go down again from the family room level into the basement. This particular property had, well, it says workshop and office. It likely was meant to be a very large games room. And that leaves us with the most common house, which is currently being built in today's age. And that is the 2-story with a basement. Now, this should be pretty self-explanatory. It's a 2-story home, garage, living room. All of the living area is on the same floor, bedrooms up, except they also now include a full in-ground basement. These ones are a little bit trickier, but generally speaking in my marketplace, the 2 stories stopped being built about the end of the, 1990s or so. And then when we hit the 2000s, when real estate started becoming extremely expensive, well, we needed to make more space or more use of the land that we had. So cities started putting sewer lines deeper than they had before, allowing basements. And this is the most common type of home that you will see being built today because it lends itself very well to a very nice style of living for the family that lives upstairs, and then either a massive basement or, again, a very good rental unit downstairs. And in the city of Surrey, if you're wondering, often homes like this could even have 2 rentals in the basement. Again, this gives you a lot more square footage. So you'll see that you walk into this house, there's happens to be an office or living room up here at the front, kind of that big open great room at the back. There is also a garage. You go upstairs and you get 2 full bathrooms and 4 full proper bedrooms, but in the basement, and you'll see here there's not currently a kitchen, but there would be in many of these homes. You could possibly end up putting in a kitchen, having a full proper washer, dryer, bathrooms, everything, and then your option is to make it a 2-bedroom unit and rent it out, well, these days for as much as $1,700, $1,800, $1,900 per month. Or you could put in a wall, keep 1 room for yourself if you need the extra space, and still have a $1,500 or $1,600 1-bedroom rental. And that is why they are so popular. Well, there you have it. That's the rancher, the 2-story, the basement entry, the split entry, the 3-level split, the 4-level split, and the most popular 2-story with a basement. And now, hopefully, you should be able to tell exactly what type of home you are looking at and have a general idea of the floor plan just from looking at it from the outside. And you'll probably be able to do it more accurately than most new agents in the business, unless, of course, they find this video or do their proper training. Let me know which type of home construction you like best down in the comments below. Subscribe to stay up to date on the Surrey market. Click the like button, and we'll see you in a couple of days.